Hey everybody, it's Carrie Ann, your local go-to realtor here in Northeast Florida, and today I'm sitting down with Chris with Titanium Paver Sealing. Did I get it right that
Yes,
time?
he did. Yes.
And we're going to talk a little bit about his business and what he is offering to our community. You do go outside of Nassau County though, right?
I do. I service Nassau County, St. Johns County, Duval, and Clay County.
Okay, so a big range
Yes.
of places. Okay, so let's just get started. How and when did you start your business?
So Titanium Paver Sealing has been in business since January of 2022. It was actually referred to by a friend of mine that said that it would be a good idea for me to get into, and I actually started doing it, a couple years ago,
And it has been good.
and it has been really good
Yeah.
for us. So
Yeah.
it was it's fun.
Okay,
I like it. Yeah.
awesome. So we know when you started it and how with a friend. And tell me a little bit about what you did before you started this. Since you've only been doing this 2 years, clearly you're older than two.
Just a couple. I'm only 25 years old, right? So, no. Before I started paver sealing, I was actually in the Navy. I
Okay.
did 22 years and some change.
Right.
The Navy. I was a jet engine mechanic by trade.
Awesome.
But I did all that, and then still couldn't figure out what I wanted to do when I grew up. So, and then the paver sealing thing kind of landed in my lap, and
Right.
It's
And
been
it was a
great.
good fit.
It was.
It was a good fit for
Yeah.
you. Yeah, that's awesome. So always good to be doing business with our military. That's always good. So
Appreciate it. Yeah.
in this, because I'm not going to be able to explain it to anybody, exactly what is paver sealing? So what exactly is it?
So sealing the paver. And we live in Florida, and Florida does Florida things to everything. So your house,
Yes.
your concrete, and your pavers. And what it'll do over time is it'll erode away the tops of your pavers.
Okay.
To the point of there's no repair for it.
Wow,
And then you
okay.
have to replace them.
Right.
So paver sealing adds a barrier of protection against Florida.
Okay.
So it is a 2-day process. So
okay.
the first day I do is I do cleaning. I clean out all the sand joints, get rid of any weeds or mildew
Right.
or mold or whatever is there.
Right.
I remove that. And then I'm going to treat the pavers with 3 different treatments. I'm going to do an efflorescence treatment or a salt treatment.
Okay.
I'm going to do a mold mildew algae treatment, and then a dirt and grime catch-all everything treatment.
Okay.
Scrub the pavers down really, really good, rinse everything down, clean up all of my
Wow.
mess.
This is a process.
Yeah, it is a process, yeah. And from there, then I will hydro compact, or a fancy term for hosing in some new sand.
Okay.
I have 6 color options when it comes to sand, so I
Oh.
can match your pavers almost identical.
Okay.
Because you really want your eyes to go to the pavers, you don't want them to go to the sand joints.
Right.
And the sand has to be at a certain depth. You don't want the
Okay.
sand joints too high or too low.
Okay.
And it serves a purpose, especially for like a driveway. If you're sealing a driveway, if the sand joints are too high, when you drive over the sealed sand joints, they'll crack. So and then you
Okay.
just allow moisture in. So
Right.
sand joints are, I'm very OCD about it, and that's where my Navy kind of kicks in, and the attention to
You
detail.
OCD? No.
Not at all.
No. So
So,
this is actually a lot more complicated and a lot more steps than I thought it was.
Yeah, and most people, when I start to explain the process, they kind of start looking at me like,
Right.
this is a little bit more than I thought it was. 'Cause,
Right.
a lot of people think that I just come in, I power wash real quick, and then I slap some sealer down.
And I'll be
on
honest
sealers.
with you, that's what I've seen them do.
Yeah, yeah. So I actually got in with the manufacturer of the products I use is Trident.
Okay.
And I got in with them, and they, Navy, we always do training, and then I kind of found Trident because there were supply chain issues, especially during COVID.
Right.
So, but Trident didn't have any supply chain issues at all. But through them, I've gotten to be master certified through them, and that's a lengthy process as well, where you actually.
Why am I not surprised?
Exactly, yes.
Why am I not surprised?
But they do come out and they actually watch you do a job. You have to submit photos of jobs you've done, and then you actually have to
Okay.
take tests, and then you actually got to go to Tampa and you got to do trainings with them to
Wow.
even become master certified.
Okay. So
So-
you didn't just watch a YouTube video
I did not.
and
no.
then start it up.
I have honed my craft. Yes, I have. So
Well, that's good to know, and
Yeah.
people will feel good about that because there is a wide range of people who do what you do, but it's not all to the same standard and it's not all to the same level. So this is really good that you're explaining the time and effort you've put into this business to make sure that you're doing it at the very top of your profession.
Yes, because it can get expensive depending on how many pavers you have.
Right.
And you want to hire a contractor that's going to come in, do it right, and it's going to last the amount of time that they're going to tell you it's
Right.
going to last.
Which is how long?
About 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Depending on a lot of factors.
Okay.
But 3 to 5 years is what we're seeing out of it.
This made me think of another question. So the kind of sealant that you put on a driveway, is it the same that you would do on a pool deck? Is it all the same, or is there different applications for different spots?
It's the exact same application for everything. Now on pool decks, I do obviously have cautions, especially if you have little feet running around, that it does change the traction coefficient
Okay.
of the paver deck.
Right.
So that's why around pool edges like the copings, I only do one coat to minimize slippage. And then pool decks, you still get 2 coats, and it still offers the same amount of protection, but I may bring it back a little bit just to protect anybody
Safety
from slipping and falling.
Yeah,
Yes.
safety first. Okay, so the next question I have for you, now that you are no longer employed by the United States government, what do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
I just, it was something that easily translated, work ethic wise from the Navy into being an entrepreneur. And I
Right.
can put a lot of my focus and energy into that because we live very high paced, very fast lives in the military, and we're constantly on the go.
Right.
And I was able to translate that right into entrepreneurship
Okay.
and being able to continue doing that. So
Right, because it's not for everybody. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody, and being disciplined is extremely important, and you have that down pat. I may need to take a couple classes from you
we can do that.
because I tend to get off track really, really easy. So the hardest part about owning your own business has been what? What has surprised you the most?
Once I got going was deciding to grow.
Okay,
How far do I want to go? Do I want to hire employees? Do I
Right.
want to have a location? Do I want to add more trucks? Do I
Right.
want to turn it into a multi-million-dollar a year business, or
Right.
do I want to continue at the current level that I'm doing? And that's what I'm battling with right now, and that's what
Okay.
I'm trying to decide. I even have a business coach. I did
Right.
hire that, that's in the same field as me, and he encourages me to do what I want, but he also pushes me towards the, going from being a
Right.
self-employed business owner to, a full business.
right. And it's
so
a big step
it
to go
is.
from one to another, but I guess he's wanting you to get outside your comfort zone
He is,
a little bit.
yeah.
But it changes the game. When you're just for yourself, it's one thing, but when you're responsible for other people, that takes it to a whole nother, that would give me heartburn.
Yes. Yeah, and it does kind of excite me because on the back end, when I was in the military, I trained people all the
Right.
time, and a lot of people worked for me, and they did rely on me. But I didn't have to line their checking account and make
Right.
sure that their
Right.
family was taken care of. So
Right.
that's the biggest thing that I'm afraid of is moving forward. Is
Right.
now I'm responsible for this person and their family.
And their family.
And
It's
I
a
have
big
to-
decision.
I have to make sure that the business is booming to
Right.
be able to provide for them.
Right, because you don't want to offer somebody a job and then it not work out. Not you're doing fantastic with what you're doing, but that's a big decision. That's a big load to carry.
It is.
Yeah,
And it's
that's a big
scary,
load. Yeah.
but it's exciting at the same time.
Right. I think you'd probably do really well just because I know you. Chris also is a client of mine, everybody, so I know him pretty good. And I think if anybody could take this to the next level, it would be you.
Oh, thank you.
So
Bless you.
I really
Thank you.
believe that. I really believe that. So, okay, this is always a fun one. What is a fun fact about you that maybe Kristin knows, but nobody else is going to know?
I enjoy building Legos. That is the biggest. That is a pastime for me because it is also an escape for me.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 boys. They're 9 and 6 years old, and
Right.
they build Legos as well because they
Right.
see Dad doing it. They want
Right.
to do it. So
Do y'all do them together?
we do. We build
Okay.
Legos together,
That's
and
cool.
it's fun. But no, most people, they come over to my house and then they see this massive Lego collection, and
Right.
they think it's the boys, and I'm
Right.
like,
No.
it's mine.
So do you build them and then, because I don't remember seeing this, do you build them and then you have them out
Yeah,
and about?
they are displayed. Yes, we finally got a display. For
Okay,
them,
so maybe that's why I didn't see them before.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me your favorite one. What was your favorite?
Actually, I just built it.
Okay.
It came out in February 1st. It came out. I
Yeah.
picked up the 2nd because I had to work the 1st. So, but if you've seen the movie Dune,
Okay.
it's the ornithopter that they fly in, the Atreides ornithopter. And that was
Okay.
a really cool build. It's got a lot of moving parts in it.
Right. How long
So-
does it take you to do one?
Depending on how many pieces, I think that one was 9,000 pieces, I want to say, or
Okay.
something. Or either way, that one took me about 6 hours. So,
That
but
doesn't
it's-
seem like a long time for 9,000 pieces.
When you're sitting in a seat and
You're in the zone.
in your zone, it's
Yeah.
kind of an escape from reality for
Right.
me. I can just zone out, not think about anything else, and I just
Just-
build Legos.
Just build Legos.
And then it's built, and then the cycle repeats
And
itself.
then, do you ever take them apart?
No.
Because some of them you can make multiple things with them.
Yeah, there's the 3-in-1 creator
Right.
sets. Adrian does that though.
Okay,
Yes.
Adrian does that. I think my boys had stuff like that way, way back in the day when Legos were just being built out of sand and somebody's kidding. I'm not that old. I'm not quite that old. Okay, so that's very interesting. So, okay, if somebody wants to reach you, somebody wants to know more about your business, they want their driveway, their pool, whatever, how can they do that? How do they get in touch with you?
Well, there's 3 different ways. You can call us, obviously. The phone number is 904-704-2130.
Okay.
You can email us at titaniumpaversealing@gmail.com, and you can also visit our excuse me,
Yeah.
our website at titaniumpaversealing.com.
Okay, so 3 ways they can get you. And I'm positive that somebody's going to be reaching out. I just learned a lot about this, and I've seen you several times and talked about this. I just learned a lot about what you do, how you do it, and why it's important to pick the right person to do the job.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, everybody, this is Carrie Ann, again, your favorite local go-to realtor here in Northeast Florida. And thank you, Chris, for coming out, sitting down with me. This has
Absolutely.
been really fun. I always enjoy seeing you anyway.
Yes.
So, everybody, see you later, and I hope to see you around town. Bye-bye.
Bye.